Hey everyone, welcome to Tarot at 12. This is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot, and I want to welcome you for being here today. Here today I've got the Tarot in Wonderland spread out. Very, very cool deck. One of my first decks actually, and absolutely love it. So we'll see. And I've got a clear quartz. I usually put that on my decks in the beginning because I like to kind of channel the energy, focus the energy. Clear quartz is to amplify energy. So I kind of think of it as my radio tower. And that's why that's there, in case you were wondering. I want to thank you all for being here. I always love coming to see you every day and answering questions for you. I love reading for you. I want to say hello to a few people before we get started. Aneri, how are you? And Regina, nice to see you. Yursa Showcat and Preeti, how are you? Cheryl, so good to see you all. Georgia Peach, how are you? And Christine. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to acknowledge and thank my moderator, the Night Reader Tarot. And I want to encourage you. You guys are here for my show, and it seems like a pretty good time for you guys. Wanted to let you know that Night Reader Tarot has his own show called Tarot Nights and Days, and he's on right before me. So you guys could get a nice dose of tarot and get some different readers, and, pretty cool. So stop over there, subscribe, and check him out. And of course, thank you so much, Night Reader. I really appreciate all that you do here in the chat. So quick reminder, readings are selected randomly. I will do as many as I can, but donations do take priority. So if you're tired of waiting, or if you want to simply guarantee a reading today, you can drop a donation of any amount. My donation link is in the description, and that will bump you up to priority status. Also, I always stick around, even if it's past the end of the hour. I do stick around for donation readings, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and get started. I want to welcome anybody who is new here today. I'm so glad you found the channel, and I'd like to invite you to go ahead and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you join the family, and I also would like you to stay connected. You'll get some notifications about pop-up videos and things like that I do. So stay connected. All righty, let us see what we have here today. All righty, looks like we have a question from Aneri. Aneri would like to know, how will the rest of August be for me? Let's use the Tarot in Wonderland. Kind of cool, a little magic, a little mystery. Alice in Wonderland. I love that movie. The Disney version, the older one, I love it. Memories from when I was a child, memories from when my kids were children. Anyway, let's focus here. Aneri, how will the rest of August be for Aneri? Let's find out. We want to know. We're going to find out what's in store for the rest of the month. It's about halfway over, so we've got about 2 weeks. Let's kind of get some ideas as to what is going on. Wait a minute, I have no room. There we go. Okie dokie. Looking like a pretty good rounding out of the month. It looks kind of, it's looking pretty positive here. Let's kind of see what we've got and how the cards interact with each other. But right off the bat, I do see, you've got the World and you've got the Six of Wands. This implies that something is very positive coming your way for the remainder of the month. Something that's going to leave you with a feeling of, completion. Something that you're wrapping up, something that you're feeling has come, full circle, and it is now in the stage of the results. So I'm not sure if you're working on something or if you've been thinking about something. Seems like something is going to come into fruition. I'm saying that because of our two cards here. Then let's see what else we have. We have the High Priestess. That's kind of telling me that really anything can happen. So what I'm thinking is, anything can happen. So I'm wondering if this is something new coming in. It could be the finalization of something you've already been working on. But because of this, I'm wondering if it might be something that, still maybe hasn't popped up, or, you haven't really given much thought. That's what I'm wondering with this one. But regardless, I do see this positive outcome coming. But I see that you might be a little resistant to it. Our King of Swords here is telling me that you might, be a little resistant to something. If it is something new coming in, you might not recognize it right away because you've kind of got, look at this guy. He's got the wall built up. Mr. Humpty Dumpty is sitting on this wall. It's a brick wall. Nobody's getting through that brick wall. And, you're kind of sitting on top of it saying, yep, I'm guarding my brick wall. So what this is saying to me is you do have some things that are potentially going to be popping up. I do believe it would be something potentially new. And I think it's going to be something that you can kind of wrap up and feel the results, the positive results from that. But the advice from the tarot is let down this wall. You might not see it then if you don't. So be open-minded, kind of take a look around. Something might already be there. I am getting the impression, though, that it is going to be something new, but it could be something else, that's already there. Just be careful to stay open and open-minded. Don't be blocking stuff off before you even know, the full thing. Oh, stay open. Stay open. That's a very clear message. All right, and Neri, wow, you got a good 2 weeks coming up, it looks like. Well, good luck with that. I hope it goes well. Let me just check. I heard some beeping and buzzing. Okay, nope, wasn't a donation. So let's keep moving. All right, what have we got here? All right, from Regina, would like a general reading. So let's do a general reading, and let's do classic Llewellyn. We want to have some classic insight for a general reading. So, oops, God, I'm just dropping cards today. I'll tell you, I am so tired. I don't know if you saw my video from the other day. We had this horrible storm, no power, crazy trees falling all over, and that was ridiculous. And then last night, my cat loves to wake me up for food in the morning. So she started waking me up at 5:30. So anyway, I'm super tired. I can't shuffle, apparently. Let's find out what's going on with Regina, though. We want a general reading, general messages, general information, so Regina knows what to kind of be thinking about. Let's find out. All right, and guys, I want to remind you, if you're not wanting to wait in line or you just kind of want to guarantee your reading, go ahead and drop a donation of any amount, and you'll be bumped up to priority status. So keep that in mind. Now let's find out what's going on for Regina. For any of you curious, I do not use reversals at this time. They do not work for me. I don't care for them at this time. That might change in the future, but now I do not use reversals. Okay, so what are some things coming up? What is something that you need to be aware of? Wow, look at that. We've got the World again, completely different deck, and we've got the World. So that's looking really good, right? And then what else do we have that looks awesome? The Sun. The Sun is like the ultimate happiness. It is real, true, pure happiness too. Not happiness like, oh good, my favorite show is on, which is happy. But this is something like deeper. So I'm seeing something that's going to speak to your core, speak to your true, desires and things that you really have at your core. So something like that is coming, which ties in nicely to the World. The World is literally about kind of like having it all. I don't know why everybody has to be naked, but we've got our naked baby and we've got our naked lady. I think that the reason for the nakedness is the purity, so I think that's how I interpret it. But anyway, this is all about manifestation. If you see, this woman is holding a wand, and the wand at each end has like a pointy doohickey thing. What that symbolizes is the phrase, as is above, as is below. So what that means is it's the manifestation of things. It is the divine assistance. You're guided. And whatever spiritual practice you believe in or practice, that you would, take on, the same applies. So this is not unique to any kind of religion, any kind of philosophy. It is as is above, as is below. It applies to all. So that is a manifestation card. This is pure happiness. What else do we have? We have our Page of Pentacles and we have our Five of Wands. Page of Pentacles, that is kind of like a new message about wealth, about your material world, things that have something to do with how you live every day. So this could be, something in your physical world. So could be work, could be your health, it could be your home, but it typically, signifies, new money, things like that, a message about how to make this happen. Now here, we've got our Five of Wands. This is about practice. This is about struggle, but struggle that kind of elevates you to the next level. So this isn't a fight. These people aren't like throwing torches at each other. And, these are people that are often seen as practicing, learning, growing. So I'll tell you what I think all of this means. I think you're going to have an opportunity to really grow. I think something's going to be happening that, you're going to have to kind of work through the stages, learn, kind of work through the struggles, the ups and downs, the growing pains. Be willing to accept that, because something is coming and it's connected to your pure happiness. It really is connected. So keep your eyes open. Be looking for something that might enhance things in your material world. It could be a message of some kind, so be open to hearing it. And whatever it is going to be something, you got to work through some things that are natural and a natural progression, but it's all serving your higher good. It really is. Ooh, that's a good one. Keep your ears open. Keep your ears open, Regina. Sounds like something cool is coming. Something good is coming. All righty, my phone is buzzing. So let me see why it's buzzing. We have a donation. Wonderful. Let me see. This is from Ms. Taurus Moon Tarot. Welcome to the show. I'm not sure if I've seen your name before. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. It looks like, are you Sylvia? Let me see. I'm looking for Ms. Taurus is what I am looking for. And I think that might be Sylvia B. Let us see with Ms. Taurus. Here we go. Ms. Taurus donated. Well, let me see what your question is, dear. Let us find it. You like my singing and my humming? Lovely, huh? All right, I'm not seeing your question, so if you would not mind reposting that, if it's on here, I'm not seeing it. So let me go ahead. We've got 2 donations, it looks like. So we're looking for Ms. Taurus Moon is what I'm looking for. I have read for you before. Okay. So sorry. Sometimes I don't connect the dots. All right, so let me see. Ms. Taurus Moon, I'd love to see your question. Oh, here we go. You read my mind. That's why you read tarot, right? You can read my mind. Great minds think alike. So let us see here. Quamer and I got into a really bad argument, and I want to know, is it really over? And is he in love with his ex? Okay, and the ex's name is Lala. All right. So you guys got in a fight. It's ended in a way you're wanting to know, is this really over? And is that ex, Lala, playing a role in this? We're going to use the Deviant Moon Tarot, and we are going to see what we can see. All right. What is going on with Quamer? And what is happening with the X. Thank you so much for your donation, Taurus Moon. I'm sorry I didn't recognize your name right away, but I do recognize it now. Thank you so much for the donation. Okay, Comer, what's going on? How are you feeling after the argument? And what's going on with your ex? Let's see what we can see. The Deviant Moon Tarot is really speaks to me. So let's see what I can see and what I can hear today. The Deviant Moon is my newest toy. Just got it. I have another brand new deck that I haven't even cracked open because I like to get to know my decks before I read with them. All right, what have we got going on? What is happening with the X? All right, so we've got the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is all about structure and tradition and ritual and keeping energies together, keeping everybody calm, keeping everything in line. The Hierophant is telling me right now that I believe that it is not really over. I think there is a sense of, you know, when I say ritual and tradition, I'm not talking about Thanksgiving dinner, you know, or something like that. I'm talking about going back to what you know. That is what the card is saying to me, especially in a love question. So going back to what he knows would be obviously being with you. Now you wonder, well, why wouldn't that be the X? I'll tell you why. Because the Ace is right next to it. We've got our Ace of Pentacles, and that is a new opportunity with daily life. Who is in our daily life? Is it the X or is it you? It is you. You're the front runner here. X is in the past, even if the X is speaking to Quamera right now. It's an old relationship that is trying to become even if that's what happened, even if the ex Lala is trying to get back, this is an old relationship. This is not in the forefront. People are exes for a reason. I can't say that enough. Now here we have our Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is about having it all, flaunting it, showing it off, being proud. Well, it doesn't sound like he has an ex. An ex is not what he had. Well, don't get me wrong. He doesn't have anybody. I mean, he has the privilege of being with you. But think about it. What's in the current scope of his world, of his life? Having it all right now. You are the right now, despite the argument. And rounding it out, look what we have. We have our Knight of Pentacles. Pentacle, Pentacle, Pentacle. What does that say? So, our Knight of Pentacles. This is always an important message. This is when things are happening. But the Knight of Pentacles, he's not rushing in. You know, he's not, you know, you see the clouds in the background speeding by because he's going so fast. He's moving. He's on wheels. He's making progress. But he is moving slowly because you know why? He's all about hard work. He's all about making things, working on things and keeping things methodically moving forward. This is also somebody who really thinks before taking action. Somebody also who likes the routine, hates change. What does that say? This is super clear to me. You know, I'm seeing, you know, that we've got so many pentacles. So I'm wondering, you said you had a bad argument. I'm wondering if it had something to do with everyday life. Now, everyday life is typically something in your material world, like I was saying a minute ago about money, school, home, health. But your everyday life, this being a love question, your everyday life involves your interactions with the people that are in your life. They're in your everyday life. Now, if I would have seen the Lovers, you know, that's a major arcana. So that would be something about the true love inside and things like that. But this is just telling me a whole bunch of everyday life, you know, type of things. And it's also showing me work. It's showing me that not wanting change. It's showing me flaunting with that. So this, I think, might actually be a new opportunity for you guys to get back on track. And I'm really wondering if this was an argument about money, your home life, that kind of a thing. The Hierophant tells me that it's about bringing those energies back together, keeping them calm, keeping them together, going on the same path. So yes, to answer your question, I do not think it is over. I do not see anything about the ex. I see absolutely nothing. So I do think while that ex might be a thorn in the side right now, or be annoying and potentially getting in the way, I don't think that's at the core. I don't think that's at the core. All right, Ms. Taurus, thank you so much for your donation. I really hope that helps. I'd be anxious to hear, if you feel like sharing. I would love to know how things are going. I always wonder what happens with people, and I'm always anxious to know. I do care about you guys. I would love to know. All right, we have another donation. We have a donation. This one is from Helene the Poet. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's see what your question is. All right, you have an interview today at a restaurant. How will it go? Let us see, let us see. We are going to use a good interview deck. That's going to be the classic Llewellyn. And this is at a restaurant. I know restaurants aren't operating at full capacity right now with the coronavirus. So please be safe. As I've told you guys before, I know a little bit about everything. I have worked in a restaurant off and on my entire life as a server, so I can relate to that. Now I know why I did so many things in my past. It was so I could be relatable to all of you guys. All right, so how is Helene the Poet's interview going to go today? How is it going to go? I can tell you this, I have never had a problem getting an interview, getting a serving job. And you know why? Because I always make sure to have a personality and show that off, that a personality that would work well with people. So make sure you're being outgoing. That's what they'll be looking for. Now let's see, you have an interview today. I'm seeing good things. I am seeing some good things. The 10 of Cups is the end of the suit, except for the court cards, but we've got the Ace to 10. A 10 is kind of like the end of the journey of the cups, meaning achieving things. So this is a huge sign of an achievement. And what's the achievement? Getting the job, right? So here we have the 7 of Pentacles. That's about working. That's about seeing fruit from your labor. I'm sure you've been putting in applications. You've been thinking about this a lot. You've been doing this, and that's going to pay off. There will always be a new plant to harvest. So plant those seeds. Stay dedicated to watering and the sunshine. Make those things grow. Now, what have we got these for? We've got some darker cards that might be like, well, what's so great about these if we have these? I'll tell you why. You've been thinking about this a lot. You must need to, obviously we all need a job. I don't mean it like that. But this is something you've been kind of, trying to figure out, where is this going? I need a job. I'm looking. Corona has changed everything. So, that's been really bothersome for you. Things have been happening. And, you're overthinking, things like that. But guess what? We've got the Tower here. Things are changing. Things are changing. This is all involving work. We've got the happy result right here. You're going to be able to kind of put this to bed. You're not even going to need to worry about that because you have facilitated the change. So I would say that, Helene, I think that your interview is going to go very well. I think you're going to be walking out there with the schedule. I've noticed with serving jobs, you pretty much find out right away or soon, first day or two. You got to go in with a real positive personality that they see that you're going to be excited and energetic and interact well with the customers. I'm not trying to tell you something you might already know, so please don't be insulted. I'm just confirming, kind of what you've already done. or what you already know, excuse me. Alrighty, it looks like we have another donation. So this one is from Sylvia. Sylvia, thank you so much. I really appreciate the donation, and this will bump you to priority situation or status. Helene is saying it's for a cook. Okay, so the personality, like, hey, I'm everybody's friend and I can serve you, that's not necessarily going to be the super key, but yes, a positive outlook, definitely. You are so welcome, Helene. Okay, Sylvia, let me see where your question is, my dear. Sylvia, I'm looking. Here we go. Thank you, Night Reader, for helping me out. All right, Sylvia would like to know, what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn from my past relationship with Wesley? Love these questions. Let us find out what the lesson is. I'm going to use today's journey tarot. This seems like a very modern kind of question to me. So we're going to use our modern deck. So let us find out, what is the lesson that Sylvia is supposed to be taking away from that relationship with Wesley? Yeah, there's always a lesson, guys, always. And everybody, every situation is either a lesson or a blessing. A lesson can be a blessing as well. We learn, we grow, all those good things that you already know. But it's definitely true. We need to find out and pick out that little nugget, and that's that lesson. Okay. So what is it you're supposed to learn from your relationship with Wesley? Okay. So here we've got the Tower. It's intervention in this deck, but obviously that is the big change. This has really shaken things up. Now, obviously, you would have your daily life, you're no longer together. That changes things, of course, when you're doing things and you're used to being with somebody and so forth. But what this is saying is this has really kind of shaken you at your core. This has given you kind of a new perspective on things. Look at what is right next to our Tower, the Star. In this deck, it is called meditation. But this breakup, I'm thinking this just really opened things up for you. I think you've learned some things about yourself. I think you've learned about what you don't like. That way you know what you do like. I think this is about learning your self-worth. I think this is about shedding all the things that you might have felt about yourself when you were with Wesley. The reason I say that is because look at what's right next to it. We've got our 10 of air, which is the 10 of swords, which is feeling beaten down, which is feeling, just not good enough. I mean, look at this card. It's like a garden and everything's kind of dying and knocked over. I'm getting the real impression that you weren't, your self-esteem, or, you were just feeling super beaten down. But the lesson is that you have kind of found yourself. If you're sitting here thinking, when I'm saying this, if you're thinking like, well, I didn't find out anything about myself, that means you need to look deeper, because that is the real message here. This is coming through right there with meditation. And then look what we have here. This confirms it as well. We've got our our Father of Fire, and this is our King of Wands. This is somebody who is real passionate and focuses on their independent ideas. Look at this. Get these two out of the way. That's who you want to be, right? Finding your self-worth, finding your self-esteem, and taking charge with it, being independent. What you're supposed to learn? You're supposed to learn that you are worth it, that you can do it, and think about the reasons you guys broke up. Think about how you felt and how things will change once you have that self-confidence. If you do have some self-confidence issues, that is. If you do have issues, then you need to boost it up. You need to take it to the next level, because you can do it. If you're feeling like, you already feel pretty confident and things like that, well, maybe this just refines the type of person you're willing to tolerate. You know, it shouldn't be a relationship that you're just tolerating people. Of course, that's pretty sucky. But, you know, it can't be 100% perfect. And you got to refine what you're looking for sometimes and put it out there. What I do is I put things out to the cosmic bulletin board. Just think about writing a message on the bulletin board. What are you looking for? Name it. Be specific. The universe needs to know in order to deliver it. So keep that in mind. You might need to change a little bit about what you're doing in terms of what you're focusing on. All righty. Thank you so much for your donation. I hope that helped. All right. Okay, I just checked and it looks like we don't have any donation questions. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to another question for you guys. So let's see here. We have got, I'm so happy whenever I see your name, Georgia Peach. It just tickles me. I don't know why it's such a, it makes me smile every single time. All right, so let me see what else we have here. Neri, I did read for you. All right, let us see what's going on with Preeti. In which month should I remove my Facebook account? Will Jajit unblock me on another Facebook account or WhatsApp? Okay, I do remember this. I remember this has been going on for a while. It seems a little bit like, you know, we're waiting. I can tell we're waiting. Let's use the Light Seers Tarot. We want to shed some light on what's going on with some social media blocking. What is up with that? Come on, Jajit. Preeti is waiting. So I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to lay out a card for each month that we have left until the end of the year. And we're going to look at each month and see which one the tarot is suggesting the energy is going to be the best. So when are you going to remove that? I know that there were 2 Facebook accounts. I remember this from another reading. Now I'm going to do a card for August, even though it's halfway over. We're going to say August, September, October, November, December. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. August, September, October, November, December. All right, December is looking like a good month so far. Let's look at the rest, though, before we make our decision. But as you notice, it is the 10 of Cups. That is, again, the 10. The 10 is the end, the completion of a cycle of, you know, it's cups. So it's the suit of emotions and love. Starts with the ace, ends with the 10, and then, of course, we have our court cards. So this is the end of that, that suit. So in theory, you know, it's the end of achieving things from that new opportunity that started with the ace. So this is happiness. This is a great card. So this is looking real good in December. But let's find out what's kind of leading up to that. We have the Knight of Pentacles. I can see you've been really planning this. You have really been planning this. Now, obviously you asked the question, so clearly you're thinking about it. But I can see you've been taking some small steps. I'm not sure, you know, what you're, you know, if you're blocked. I don't know if you guys have some mutual friends, you know, I don't know if something like that might be happening, but it feels like things are kind of moving along at a steady pace, but nothing's ready to kind of pop yet, you know. I don't think that Jajit is ready to unblock you here in September. September is looking like very defensive, you know, just and happy, just being kept away from all of that. So I do not think it's September. We've got October here, which is our Queen of Swords. And this is, I think, where, you know, you're going to have to kind of, it could potentially be something where you're kind of struggling with yourself. You have to have a conversation with yourself, because look at what's happening here in November. In November, we have our Four of Swords, and that's feeling like something has been taken, something has been lost. This could be the giving up of the Facebook account that leads to December's happiness. I think you need to have a talk with yourself And I think you need to get yourself on the right track, remove some of the emotion. It's hard for all of us to make a decision when we're bombarded with our emotions. Can't turn off our emotions because then you'd be a boring robot, first of all. But also, we're human, so we all have emotions. I think you need to get a little tougher with yourself, because I think you're going to feel like here in August you're making some decisions and you're doing things to make it move forward. Don't see it happening here. Get real with yourself. The Facebook account opening up, and then I see things opening up for you in December. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. I hope that makes you feel like you have a little bit of an insight. I want to remind you guys, the tarot cards read the energy of the moment. We all have free will. Energy can change. This is a way to get a nice little piece of insight. And if we don't like what we're hearing, we can make adjustments. You see? So it's a real good way to get a read on the energy. Okay, let me just check for donations. Nope. Alrighty, we're ready to kind of move on here. Let me see. Yursa Showcat. What does the future hold for me and the Gemini? Let's find out with the Wizard's Tarot. What does the future hold for you and the Gemini? Yursa wants to know. Yursa wants to know what is going on with that. Okay. You guys, I want to remind you, I'm very focused on the cards, and I typically do not check the chat except for in between readings. So please know I'm so appreciative that you're here. I do see you. I always check the chat after the show, and I appreciate you, and I want to thank you for being here, letting me read for you. Alrighty. What is the future for you and the Gemini? Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this. We've got Two of Cups and we have the Knight of Cups in here. The Knight of Cups. Wow. You can see. Dun, 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 dun. He's running in on his horse. He comes in like suave and romantic and really just, sweeps you off your feet kind of guy. Knights are always moving too. This knight is clearly walking through water, emotions, love, but he's moving forward. You can see the water just splashing up. So it's not like he's just sitting there. He's moving, but it's, walking through water is slow, methodical. That's what you want though. That's a great thing. We've got the Two of Cups right next to that. The Two of Cups, that's about two people joining together. Two people coming together and being cups, that's the suit of emotions and love. So, this is a harmonious joining together. So, I'm seeing really positive things here. Now, what have we got here on our bookends? We've got the Nine of Cups. Again, we're seeing cups. Look at this. Cups, cups, cups. Lots of emotion. This is very strong here. Our Nine of Cups, that's about feeling like having it all. This is just achievement. This is success. Success in love, success in emotion, success in joining together. And you've got that romantic side. I think that's fabulous. Well, what about our Five of Pentacles here on the other end? The Five of Pentacles. You know what that means? That means friends stick together. You can count on each other. You've got each other's back. So, Yursa Showcat, this is awesome. I think this is a great reading. I think you have some really strong, solid feelings there and opportunities to make things continue that way. You're friends, you stick together, and then you've got all the love cards. That was awesome. Couldn't have asked for something better. Okay, my phone is buzzing and buzzing, so let me check donations. Okay, we have a donation from Sylvia. Thank you so much for your donation, Sylvia. This bumps you to priority status, and we are going to get to your question right away. What is the lesson I'm supposed to learn from my past relationship? Awesome. Let's do that one. I love these kind of questions. I love lessons. I love messages. I just think it's the best. So let us see. What is the lesson you're supposed to learn from your past relationship? We're going to use the Arcanum Tarot for this. This seems like an Arcanum Tarot question. Okay. I was just going to see if that seems like a... Okay, this is a question we've already answered. I'm seeing it as a different name, though, Sylvia. That's why I got confused. That's what I got confused about. So let me just peek. I'm so sorry, Sylvia. We already kind of did that. That's why I thought, wow, we have two just like this. Interesting. All right. Let me see. Night Reader helped me out, and you're the best, Night Reader. Okay, here we go. This is another Sylvia. I apologize. Another question, I mean. What does Wesley want from me? He keeps coming back to me, the ghosting me, but now I'm ignoring him since he messaged you yesterday. All right, well, I'm not even going to look at the cards first. Well, I am, but first, if he's ghosting you, you continue to ignore him. That's my advice. My advice from Denise, not from the cards, from me. Really? So you're supposed to be waiting? That's okay? No, it's not. That's not okay. You can't want to be with somebody more than they want to be with you. That does not work. And that is also not fair to yourself. So what does Wesley want? Why are you ghosting Sylvia? What is going on with that? And what do you think now that she's ignoring you? All right, let's find out. Thank you so much for your donation, Sylvia. I really appreciate it. And of course, this makes you priority. All right. Well, the wheel. All right. The ghosting is going to continue. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here. And that's all about things that come around, go around, repeating cycles. It's going to keep happening is what the cards are suggesting. And it's going to leave you wondering what's going on. You're going to be sitting, I mean, the moon, that's what that means. It means mystery. It means deception. This is something, you know, it's going to keep coming. So whatever it is that you and Wesley are kind of not together for, this is going to keep happening. And this can indicate deception. So you might want to think about that. It also indicates mystery too. So, you know, it's not necessarily to say, you know, it's a deception, but there is some mystery going on, which is leading you to two choices. You know what your choices are? To continue talking to him or to not continue talking to him. Literally, those are your two choices. If somebody's ghosting you, why would you want to talk to them? That's my advice. 9 of Pentacles, that is showing me that you are going to make the right decision. You are going to do, this is success. This is success. Look, it's the 9 right before the 10. 9s also, they symbolize attainment. They symbolize fulfillment. They also symbolize patience. 9s symbolize patience. It takes patience to get to be the 9 of Pentacles, to be this lady in the dress with the flower up there and all this other great stuff she's got going on. Patience. You need to have patience, and you really need to weigh it out. How is this going to play out for you? What do you want? And I can't say this enough. If somebody's ghosting you, you ghost them back. But you don't even need to be vindictive or mean about it. It's like, goodbye. See? If you can't want to be with somebody more than they want to be with you, you deserve more, you are worth more, and who is Wesley to tell you what's going on, making you wait and everything like that? So think about all that. That's just my advice. Make your decision based on your best judgment. But the cards are looking like it's just going to keep on happening, and your decision is going to lead you to the true happiness. And my opinion is as I stated. So that was some unsolicited advice from Denise. So yeah. Okay, well, thank you again for your donation. That was fantastic. And I hope that was good advice for you. All right, let me just check donations really quickly. Okay, so we're ready to move on. Let us see what is next on the agenda. Remember that questions are selected randomly. The night reader is helping me streamline the chat so that I can stay focused and also help things keep moving along. That is still chosen randomly. You know, I still choose things based on, you know, a random selection. So never be offended. And please feel free to go ahead and drop a donation if you want to make sure your question is read, or you just want to bump ahead in line. All right. Maya Georgia asks, is the Sagittarius pursuing his child's mom romantically? What are his feelings for her? Okay. So we've got somebody you're interested in who has a child with somebody else, and you're feeling a little bit threatened, it sounds like, and you're wanting to know something you've picked up on. You want reassurance to see what's going on about that. So let us use the Druidcraft Tarot and see what we can see about this. We want to know about Sagittarius's baby mama and what are his feelings. Now, obviously, they're connected. They have a kid together. You know, they're not going to be able to not be connected. They obviously have some leftover memories and things of when they were together. So let's find out what the current feelings are. Okay, let's find out what's going on with Sagittarius and the Capricorn. Let us find out what the tarot has to say. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. So I believe that potentially there are some feelings there. I do see the Lovers, which indicates to me some romantic, deep core feelings. But guess what else I'm seeing? Deep core feelings. They are connected. This is the mother of his child. So I believe that's what this is representing here. I am not seeing the Two of Cups. I am not seeing that active joining together, you know, like an event, things happening. This is at the core. This is one of the majors. So they do have a bond at the core. But what I'm seeing is it's a time to move on for Sagittarius. Sagittarius here with our Princess of Pentacles, which is the page, that's a new opportunity, a new message for something to change. You're the new. You're the new. So I believe that while it might be confusing and while it might feel that way, I do believe that your Sagittarius, is looking at things anew. It's looking at a new chapter, a new development, which is you. So that sounds good. You know, the core looking at you. That's awesome. But what's going on here in our bookends? We've got the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight. This is awesome. Somebody running in quickly, but without a plan. That's what you are seeing. You are seeing, because there is no plan, because it's kind of haphazard. It's like contact. It's seeing the child. It's remember that day when there's no plan. It's just haphazard talking, haphazard. There is no agenda. There is no plan. This is just talking. Communication, swords. There is no plan. It's not to get back together. It is not. And here, this is you, the Four of Cups, crying over what's going on, but not seeing what else is going on. The Cups, look at, he's upset about these three that spilled over. And, I'm just going to look at why I'm upset. And, well, look what's right there. Look what's right there. There is a cup behind. So what the tarot is suggesting is that they do have a core connection, but that is not the focus. This is confusing because there are no boundaries set between them. Maybe you need to speak to your Sagittarius about setting boundaries. I'm assuming you guys are together right now, but if you're not together right now, this is the boundaries are something you need to watch for. I'll tell you what, again, more experience from me. I have dated people with children. I've married people with children. It can be a beautiful experience. It can be wonderful. However, if there are not boundaries between the exes, even though it might be totally innocent and no big deal, it causes you angst. It causes you upheaval. There has to be boundaries, you know, even if you trust, even if you are, it's like not a big deal. If there are no boundaries, then you're going to be looking at all these cups and there won't be one there. See? So look for the silver lining. Look at what you might not be seeing. I don't think there's anything going on. Keep your eyes open. Listen to your gut. Your instincts are going to tell you more than you realize. But also be logical about it. Pretend you're talking to a friend of yours. A friend of yours. What advice would you give them? You know, that's what we don't give ourselves the same advice that we give our friends. It's because we're too, you know, wrapped up in the emotions. Okay, I hope that helps. Kritika would like to know, what are R's current feelings about me? Will he text or meet with me? Okay, so we're going to use the pre-Raphaelite tarot. Sounds very lovey. And we're going to find out what R's current feelings are about you. And are you going to get some communication? All right, I want to see some swords. I want to see some swords because that's communication. Let's see what we've got. What is R feeling about Kritika? And are you going to get some communication? Let's find out. Let us find out. Now, is this an online dating situation that you guys have been talking and then all of a sudden you're not real sure where it's going or you're not hearing back? I think that's what I'm getting just off my own intuition. But will he text you or meet with you? All righty. I'm thinking that you might want to be looking elsewhere. I'm thinking you might want to keep your options open. Now, this doesn't mean that things won't evolve and change, but I think you want to keep your options open. I think that, you know, we've got a big change here with the Tower. We've got some things really changing. Now, of course, you're not going to be sitting at home and all of a sudden there's fire and lightning and you're falling out of your window. Of course not. But what that says is there is a big change of consequence. Right next to it, we have our Queen of Pentacles. Now, queens are always very supportive, nurturing, empathetic, you know, and very caring. They're always the friend of all the people, you know, imagine in a kingdom. So this is telling me that, and because it is Pentacles, this is telling me that, you know what, this isn't going anywhere. The plan was there. It was working. But there's no follow through. It's just not there. Does that mean you can't do a follow through, meaning create the part 2 of the plan and make it complete? No, but it is saying that that is what's going on now. There is nothing other than what's already been happening. The follow through is not going to be there. So these two are telling me that no, you're going to need to kind of be looking elsewhere. Now, what this is telling me here on our bookends, we have got the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is always about helping people. It's also about people helping you. It's about giving. It's about taking. It's about the give and take of a relationship. Well, guess what you're not getting? If you're not getting a text, if you're not getting an arrangement to meet, you're not getting what you need. And what this is telling me on the other bookend is jump off and take a new adventure. It's time to look elsewhere. So I'm sorry. I know that asking the question, you were not probably wanting to hear that, but the cards are suggesting that the energy is not looking real strong. Now, again, the energy can change, but this is just something, you know, you're going in with eyes wide open right now. If you're just talking like a crush or just meeting, you know, you can be thinking like, I'm going to keep it in my back pocket and see where this goes. If you're already talking, you might already be noticing these things. You might already be noticing them, and that's perhaps why you asked the question. If somebody's ghosting you, if somebody's not responding, if somebody's not being as careful and emotional and connected and all that you are, then guess what? They're not the right one for you. Don't try to make other people fit into your mold because it never works. Trust me. Trust me on that one. Okay, let me see. I've seen some buzzing and beeping. Nope. Okay, so we're all good now. It is about 6 minutes to the end of the hour. So this is going to be my last question unless I get any donation questions. I will stick around for all donations. But right now we don't have any, so we are going to move on and we are going to select another question for the end of the hour. All right, let's see what this is. Unique Rima. Is N my soulmate? Will we be together forever, or is somebody else waiting for you? Let's find out. We are going to use the Arcanum Tarot. It's a very pretty deck. I want to see some news here. We want to know about Unique Rima and N. Are they soulmates, or is somebody else waiting in the wings? Let's find out. All right, giving it a good shuffle, and we're going to see. We want to know, will you be together forever, or somebody else the soulmate that you haven't met yet? You know, guys, this is also just coming from me, not the cards. I believe we have different soulmates at different times in our life. I am 50 years old. And I can tell you this, I am not the same person that I was at 20. I'm not the same person at 30 or 40. And the person who would have suited me and been the soulmate for me at that stage, at say 20, I would hate that person at 50. So love is strong, love is pure. People, we have different soulmates for different phases in our life. I really, really believe that. So think about it and see what you believe, but okay, so we've got a few things here. We've got the devil. The devil is all about kind of feeling bound to something, feeling like, I don't want to say trapped, but feeling like you have no choice, feeling like you are together and you have no way out. You don't even know if you want to break free. You're there willingly, but you're just feeling like you need to go. I'm wondering, honey, if you're thinking about potentially this not going well, or perhaps even thinking about maybe it's time to make a change. We've got the Knight of Wands running right into the devil. The Knight of Wands, that's all about inspired action. That's somebody who's very blunt and tells it like it is. This to me is saying that at some point there's going to be some kind of discussion where it's either hit the road my way or the highway, fix it or we're done. You know, I feel like that's coming, something blunt, like where you're just going to get to the point. You're not wanting to do that right now, I don't think. You're feeling comfortable, you're feeling secure, but you're questioning it. Now, obviously, you asked the question, so I can kind of ascertain that just because you asked it. But I'm seeing it right here in the cards. And as I've explained it to you, I'm sure that you can see it too. You're stuck. Now, again, the devil, it doesn't mean he's mean and he's the devil. It's about being, bound to something, and you can easily escape from the devil, but you're still stuck there because you don't move. The Knight is about moving, being blunt, telling it like it is. That's what's happening there. And then guess what we've got over here? We've got our Ace of Pentacles. This is a new opportunity for wealth, for time, for energy. This is something that affects your daily life. And that is a wonderful new opportunity to start something new. So again, it's not the Ace of Cups, which would be a new love. This is something that affects your daily life. So I'm not seeing soulmate, but if one soulmate isn't your soulmate anymore, then clearly you're going to find another one at some point. So I'm seeing that, this to me looks like something you're going to have a talk with yourself about. You're going to decide it's time to branch out. You might need to be your own best soulmate for a while. You guys, I can't say this enough either. You got to be your own best friend. You got to be your own soulmate. If you don't love yourself more than anybody else can love you, nobody's going to love you. You got to get in tune with yourself. I was single for a very long time, for 12 years. I've been married 3 times. It's, I've had a lot of experience and I've made a lot of mistakes. What I used to do was I didn't want to date. I was done. Everybody was just not it. I wanted to be alone. I wore a ring on my ring finger because I didn't want people bothering me or approaching me. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I just meant I didn't even want to deal with it. And I said, I'm married to myself, and I spent some real time getting to know myself. That might be what's in here. Without digging in deeper, we're not going to know for sure why, but this is telling me that you've got something more ahead of you. The Hierophant, that's about bringing people together. You've got more out there. Yes, unique Rima, you've got some more out there. Now, use your best judgment. This is not a reading that's, you should run with and be like, sorry, we're broken up and I can't stand you anymore. No, use your best judgment. But right now, that's what's looking like is where you're going with this. All right, well, good luck. All righty, we've got a donation coming in, and this one is from TZ. So let us scroll down and get TZ's question. And it's on PayPal. Thank you, Night Reader. I didn't scroll down far enough. And okay, so chatting with another person from a dating app. He's a Cancer. He seems super cool. I've asked about other guys before, but they have all given me negative vibes, and you confirm my suspicions. I have a good feeling about this guy. So where is our situation heading? We haven't met in person yet. Okay, so this is, okay, so we're trying to figure out, you've had some negative feelings or bad vibes. Kudos to you for investigating that and listening to yourself. Guys, we cannot dismiss our intuition. Sometimes our intuition is just a feeling and it's not something of consequence, but we always have to listen. All right, so this other guy's a Cancer, and you don't have negative feelings about this new guy. So you're wanting to see where it might go. Let me take that question down because that is not the question. Here we go. I'll put this just in case everybody's wondering what I'm talking about. I am not going to type it out just because that will take me longer. So this is about the new guy that TZ has met on social media dating app. Where is it going? We've got some good vibes. We're going to use the Deviant Moon Tarot because it's my new favorite. My new fave. Okay, so we want to know. Yeah, you've been knocked on the head by a lot of these guys, haven't you? You have been knocked on the head. Look at this. Bonking with the moon. And, look at that. There are all these cups spilled over. Everything is knocked over. Everything is crazy. This is about chaos. This is about things that aren't going well. It's also cups, which is the suit of love. So you've been trying. I can totally see. And you've had a bunch of duds. Guess who these duds are? They're all the spilled cups. That's your duds. And you're like, oh, but again, I'm not seeing this part in the cards, but I'm saying kudos to you for listening to your intuition. Anyway, the cards are showing, though, that this is clearly what's been going on. You've been trying to make some things happen. You've had bad vibes about them all, and they all seem to be correct. Well, guess what? We've got the Tower. We've got the Tower, and things are changing. You've got some things changing here. So I'm thinking maybe this new person is the change that you need to see to move on to the next stage. And at each stage you can reevaluate and see kind of what's up, and whether or not, you want to make this continue. But, that's telling me that a change is absolutely coming. Next to that, we have our 8 of Pentacles. This shows me that this is all about attention to detail, working hard. That's the work of the relationship. It's going to start moving forward. Look there's like an assembly line that this little dude is working on Pentacles, and they're going down. It's moving. All the work you've done, dating and dating duds even, it is showing you that what you do want. And again, you've got to know what you don't want so that way you can figure out what you do want. It's been a lot of work, but I can see that you're going to be taking those lessons to continue to move forward with new person. I'm thinking this has some really great potential. So I think you should explore it. That's what the cards are suggesting. You might want to take a chance and explore it. Before we move on, though, we do have our Four of Cups. That's about being bored. That's about not wanting to do things. I will remind you, this is about work. This is about paying attention to the details. You can't get bored if it's not moving along at some terribly fast pace. You're waiting, you can't get a declaration on your second phone call. You can't get a declaration of love, things like that. It's going to be moving, but it moves methodically. We've had a lot of those readings today about the advice from the tarot is very clear today about people need to remember to take things methodically and really move forward. Don't get bored. Keep these other cups over here. Remember, you've got these cups coming, and you don't need any more spilled cups, that's for sure. But I'm thinking this guy might be worth checking out. Now, use your instincts. Clearly, your instincts are really sharp. So use your instincts, but it looks like from the cards, it's worth exploring. So yeah, that's exciting. That's very exciting. See what happens, though. Judge it from your own point of view, and you clearly have very strong intuition. So listen to it. All right, my friends, we are at the end of the hour, and I am not seeing any new donations at this moment. So we're going to go ahead and end the show. I would like to thank everybody who donated. It is so appreciated, and it goes right back into the channel so that I can improve the show for you guys. And I want to thank everybody for being here. Looks like I just saw TZ just donated again. So we're going to rewind. I'm not saying goodbye yet. Rewind. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, let me check my phone. See, I'm glad I looked because you put it in the post before I got the notification. I still haven't gotten it. Okay, so let's move on. I see it now. You're asking me what are his intentions toward you? You are in no hurry. Well, good, because remember what I saw there was that Eight of Pentacles, which is about working, and that in this deck it was about the conveyor belt. It's moving, but it's not like it's moving, right? So keep that in mind. All right, Cheesy wants to know what are the intentions of this new person that Cheesy is getting good vibes from. What are the intentions? Good vibes are great, but where is it going? We're going to use today's journey, and we're going to see what we can see. We want to know what the intentions are. Look at that. We got union. Are you kidding me? That's the Lovers in most decks. In this deck, it is the Union. All right. Intentions are good. Intentions are good. I believe that new person, I forgot what initial it was. I've already kind of flown out of my brain. New person is really feeling like, it's Minsu. So M is really feeling like their goal is to get into a committed, long-term, happy relationship. That is the goal. So I do not see anything that implies, a dating app situation where sometimes you get people who are just looking for flings, or they're looking for one-night things, or they don't have their stuff together, so their mind together, so they don't know, what they want, or they've got tons of baggage. This looks like somebody who feels pretty secure to move on and do something positive with that next relationship. I say that also here because we have the Page of Earth, which is the Page of Pentacles. Page is about manifestation. It's about development. It's about making things work and knowing that there might be upcoming challenges. Look at this climbing a mountain and he's knows it's going to be hard, but look at, he's getting up there. So it might be a challenge. All relationships are. So a challenge is not bad per se. Challenge does not mean negative. It could just mean a positive challenge, getting there. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for that long-term union, yes, if it were easy and there were no challenges and nothing to work on, then everybody would have a long-term relationship all the time, right? So that makes sense, and that pairs together nicely. Then we've got our 9 of air, which is the 9 of swords. Next to that, we have the 3, which is creativity, which is the Empress. So that is about growing things, expanding things, making things fruitful. Well, guess what? Right here with the 9 of air, that's about somebody being just overwrought, overthinking it, ready to give up. You know what? I think that's where you were. You were like, all right, my gosh, I am just tired of this. I'm tired of these duds. I'm tired of these responses I'm getting, or whatever. You know, maybe you're having just terrible dates, or, you know, whatever. You're just tired of it. And then here with the Empress, that is saying, you know what? Something new is growing. Something new is coming. So I think the intentions are to take it to that next level. I think M very much has the intention to find a long-term relationship. I feel like you are just overly tired about all of this, and you're ready. You know that, and I keep thinking about what you said about your intuition and you're getting the bad vibes before. Now you have a good vibe. Well, the good vibe, the Empress, that means let it grow. Let it grow. You know, reevaluate all the time. Energy changes. Reevaluate. And the more clues you find out, things might change. Your own opinions might change. Your own feelings might change. But as of right now, the intentions are very good. And I think that your good feeling is right on. So I think you're doing great. I think you're doing great. All right, TZ, how exciting. I want to see that your next question, after you guys get to know each other, I want to hear some good next step. Okay, huge, different cultures. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to spit that out. Huge challenge, different cultures. There you go. There it is. And yes, your intuition is good. I can see that from just our short conversations here. You know, so definitely keep trying to grow that. Keep trying to nurture that like the Empress. All right, TZ, I'm anxious to hear how this one plays out. All right, so here we are again. I don't have any other donations, so I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I want to, again, thank you all for coming. TZ, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You are wonderful, but I meant to say you're welcome. Thank you for always coming and letting me read for you. I do appreciate it. I do care about all of you. And if your question was not selected, please don't take it personally. They are random. And I invite you to come back tomorrow at Tarot at 12. And you can always donate if you want to bump yourself up. It's any amount, and it gives you priority status. So, all right, you guys need to make sure and come back tonight at 8:30 Eastern. Tarot night days and nights will be on tonight with the Night Reader Tarot. So come on over. I'll be there in the chat. I'd love to talk with you guys. And if that time doesn't work, you can always come back at 11:30 in the morning, right before my show. The Night Reader will be doing Tarot Days and Nights. Great new show, and I will be there. Can't wait to see you, and thank you again. I will see you tomorrow.